clarity outperforms clever every time. A mistake many new companies often make when naming their brand is choosing something that is too personal, like an inside joke. The blink test is pass-fail. Choosing a name that requires your ideal individual to figure it out is a fail. Remember, people will remember how you make them feel. Even if your name is kind of funny or cute, if your ideal individual doesn't understand it, they will feel like you don't understand them, right? People don't like to feel like they don't understand. It's likened with feeling stupid or like they missed something or they're on the outside of it. So to pass the blink test, you want your name to feel like home, welcoming, familiar, inclusive to your ideal individual. And here's the part that most entrepreneurs miss. That is not necessarily what it means for you personally. It's what it means for them. Today, let me give you an example. Subway is one of the world's most successful sandwich stores ever. When Subway was founded, it failed twice because of the name. The first name was Pete's Super Submarines. The store lost money the first year, so the founders thought it would be funny to change the name to, okay, get this, Doctors Associates, Inc. Yeah, this was based on an inside joke about one of the founders paying off his medical tuition with sandwiches. I mean, it's kind of funny, but people didn't get it. Of course they didn't. How could they? He basically named his company a joke that only his closest friends would get. And not getting it, not being in on the joke, alienates people. That's the death toll for a brand. Annoyed and confused aren't the best emotions for inspiring a sandwich craving. And under this weird, misleading doctor name, Subway nearly sank. So when naming your brand, don't play hard to get. Remember, clarity outperforms clever every time. Let your ideal individual know that you want them to be a part of your brand community by being clear, open, and inviting. Subway is clear, open, and inviting. I'm reminded of this Chinese proverb. The beginning of wisdom is to call things by their right name. Know the emotion you wish to inspire in your ideal individuals and choose a name that calls that emotion into being. A brand has the ability to take our pursuits, our purpose, our passion, and make them bigger than our small private world. Your business has the ability to reach out to more people and connect with them on a personal level than any one person with like a dynamite idea even, or a stellar product ever could. These are the far-reaching positive ripples of this branding power. But remember, as an entrepreneur or as a brand manager, you're still the one who creates that first ripple. You decide what emotion goes into the sea of consumers. You're the initiating energy, the source. The ingredients you infuse into your brand will determine the effects of your business has on others. Does that sound like it's a lot of responsibility? It is. And, as with all great responsibility, tremendous privilege awaits those who know how to name a business using the power of enthusiasm to infuse their brand with clear and unwavering values. Now, as we know, the decision to buy is always an emotional decision. No one is ever just exchanging money for goods and services. The exchange is emotional. It's energetic. There's a promise involved, a trust. Exchanging enthusiasm will generate more enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is catchy. So the very short answer to the question, how to name a business, is to create a name that your ideal individuals would be most enthusiastic about. When you create your brand's core values, so they are clearly defined, this acts as a filter for name creations. And all natural toothpaste will not inspire enthusiasm in its ideal individuals with a name like Rocket Fueled, as it goes against their core values, right? It's a simple example. But that name, Rocket Fueled, would inspire enthusiasm in products like training wheels for children's bikes, or a new delivery service with even a cool nail polish. Everybody always asks me how many nail polishes I've named. Can you feel how aligned the emotional experience of saying the name with the cherished values and ethics of your ideal individuals is exactly how to name a business? Fans are defined by their enthusiasm. The roaring crowd, those cheering from the stadium nosebleed seats experiences, the delicious chaos of a dance floor, the line around that Nike store that goes all around the block at midnight, all brand experience infused with contagious, reverberating enthusiasm. This is brand loyalty. And no matter what business you're in, brand loyalty is your business plan. Words have meanings. Names have power. With personal names, you will always have to be involved personally all the time. So if your name like a salon after yourself, everybody's going to want you to style their hair, not the other staff working there. Name a food chain after yourself and you're going to be the face of it forever. What happens when you need to disconnect your name from the brand? Look at Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. They named the foundation after themselves. It could have been Humanitarian Aid or Humanitarian Visions or Love of the World Foundation, Positive Growth Foundation, any name that evokes the right emotion for their foundation's brand community. However, they named the foundation after themselves, swelled the personal power they commanded. The name had power then. But now that the power couple announced their separation, this takes on a whole other meaning. Now, every time I say Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, what does it mean to me? They're not together anymore. The two pillars of the foundation are no longer in alignment. Will the name still evoke the same kind of trust? The foundation is about helping people around the world, but they made it about themselves. It was meant to be about the focus and power and intention of a power couple, but then poof, that power couple isn't even a couple. Now, they are two separate people and their brand no longer makes sense. It doesn't make perfect sense. It no longer evokes the same emotion. It no longer makes the same promise, which was the promise that Bill and Melinda Gates are capable of solving the world's problems together, and they have our back, and they will use their sizable assets to bring harmony and health and restore balance on a planetary scale. That's a brand promise if I ever heard one, right? But think about it. If they had named it Love the World Foundation or something, even if they were to separate, we'd all still love the world and the work they're doing, right? They would be more like stewards of the brand than the actual pillars of it. A change in stewardship is far easier to traverse as a brand as it grows over generations than a change in the brand's promise. A change in the brand's promise breaks trust. Most names are based on one of 5 main categories. Number 1, based on the family or founder's name, such as Abercrombie & Fitch is named after David T. Abercrombie and Ezra Fitch. Number 2, metaphoric names. They could be historical or mythical names like Nike, which is the name of the goddess of victory. Really clever for a sporting good brand. Or Amazon or Target or Apple, or some I created fits this perfectly is Open Road Car for Discover, or the Honda Ridgeline truck, or Simple Pleasures for Hershey's, or Lift Sneakers for Puma. A coin name is the third kind of name. We use them every day. Reddit, Instagram, Netflix, Snapchat, all the mother of all made-up names, Google, from Google, the number with 100 zeros. There are many ways to coin a name, but when the meaning is obvious, or the emotion is obvious, and or the spelling is obvious, and or the pronunciation is obvious, you've got yourself a great coin name, like Red Bull. Or some of the ones I've named like Amavara Sunscreen, Ama meaning mother, Vara Vera meaning truth. Number 4, an acronym, IBM, AT&T, or GE, are 3 that are instantly recallable. Then you have descriptive names, which describe the key benefit or promise, such as Payless or Best Buy. Some I did recently are Camp Improv Utopia, which has just opened their 4th location, Mosaic Physical Therapy, Happy Gatherings, which is a party dip company. So when you're creating your brand name, you can use each of these categories for inspiration. And if you want to know more about that, I give a full course on it, and I'll post that in the description to help you get the power name your brand deserves. Whenever famous athletes, actors, and musicians accept an award, they almost always thank their fans, either first or last. They will say, without you guys, I wouldn't be here. We've heard that line 1,000 times because it's true. Without fans, there is no game. Without your brand community's enthusiasm, there is no brand growth. Sport fans that support their hometown teams are fiercely loyal, even when their teams have a rough season. The hometown fans remain loyal and supportive. These diehard fans stay loyal not because their team never loses a game, but because of what their team represents, their hometown. Hometown loyalty is hard to temper because it is reinforced with shared values and ethics. Names like Geek Squad, Pep Boys, The Genius Bar, Iron Man, CoverGirl, Bank of America, The Three Musketeers, Free People. Can you see how to name a business in such a way it names the identity of your community or the individuals in the community, like Iron Man and CoverGirl do so well? When you find your tribe of people who share your values and ethics, you found your home, the place where you are supported and free to be excited to try new things and grow into your greater future. You can be enthusiastic about it because the whole community is enthusiastic about it. It gives you permission, right? And we're all enthusiastic about belonging to a group. It's natural. It's our deepest need to be communal and not isolated. A community is formed through shared enthusiasm of values and ethics. A community is the result you are after when you name a brand. You are after the result of a community because brand loyalty is your business plan. Thanks for watching. Don't miss out on a single thing. Subscribe below. And here's something else I think you'll love.